Alright, so let's get into some recordings, and yeah, this is a very sinister one I'm starting with, and it regard to this missing security guard, St. Thomas, by the way, Kevin Brown. This was from yesterday on August 11th. So, 11 years ago, Danette Brooks of Ramblin' St. Thomas celebrated her birthday, preparing and praying for the safe delivery of her son, whom she said was a gift from her Kamala husband, Kevin Brown. This is her baby father. Alright. Contrary to the judge, she felt that the missing woman whose baby father has been missing since Saturday, this August 7th, which was recently, yesterday spent her birthday in utter distress. Preliminary reports are that 42-year-old Brown, also of Rambo, was at work last Saturday when he was approached by men in motor the car. Brown, who worked as a security guard at a private establishment in Mount Sinai, Landui, also in St. Thomas, was reportedly badly beaten and abducted, and has been seen since. Trying to share side of the story, Brooks, who's currently overseas, told Star that she has not been able to eat or sleep since Brown was taken away. And the fact that they have an 11-year-old son, and so on, and a stepdaughter that they share. Alright, she basically says that how much stress been going through, going through since he's been missing, and yeah, this is not looking good. Alright, and so head of St. Thomas Police Superintendent Alison Byfield shared that two persons have been taken in custody in relation to the incident. Alright, okay, and then she's basically confirmed what was already said about him being beaten and abducted. Alright, and it just basically said up to now they don't know what's happening, and yeah, it ain't looking good. Now, I want to say this first of all. A lot of missing people go missing under very sinister and spooky stances here in Jamaica. And the thing is, though, I have to kind of pray for this woman and their son, because the son's old enough to know to have implanted memories of his father. I'm sorry, I came up wrong. To have vivid memories of his father, because not only she's suffering, but their son, and I guess a stepdaughter, because if she's close to her stepdad, yeah, she's feeling it too. So my prayers are going out for them, and yeah, we can only pray for the best. Even though we know how this usually turns out, because usually when someone goes missing in Jamaica, you're lucky even if you find you're lucky if you find them whether dead or alive, and usually it's the former rather than the latter. Because I can only hope something that it doesn't end as spooky and sinister it is, but I don't know. No, I'm not here to say that I knew Kevin Brown. I'm not here to say that okay, this was a good friend of mine that I can vouch was more character. I mean, it's very obvious that the people who took him, and I'm willing to guess that they're most likely people he knew personally, or they're set by someone he knew, because this was obviously not a robbery. Alright, it was whatever. It was most likely he had fallen out with somebody in more disagreement, and that person decided that okay, this is going to be his last act on earth. As a result of whatever disagreement or falling out we had, or maybe he was someone he knew who was the actual target. A target. And resulted in him being abducted and possibly much worse, to send a message to that other person, because those are usual motives as to why this happens. Either they have a personal feud, personal vendetta, or it is basically he's connected to somebody that they know and really want, and they're trying to send a message to that particular person through him. So that's basically what I say, but I just only hope that this guy isn't mixed up in anything. I'm not saying to say that okay, he would have it coming if that was the case, but so on. And because the thing is that you'd have to pray for his family, because especially the children, because what is ends to happen is that that boy and his stepsister are going to grow up, grow up with a father figure, and that has had a very devastating effect on a lot of children when their parental figures, whether it's mother or father, get taken away from, especially through very violent and devious ways. The psychological effects, especially the children know what really happened, or better, even witness what happened. The psychological trauma never goes away, and they end up scarred for life. And either that they become so messed up that they end up becoming monsters, just like the people who did that to their parents. So this is what I'm really doing this recording, because we need to highlight the fact that there's a was a pandemic that very sinister spooky culture that happens as well. A lot of people go missing, and a lot of it is through very sinister circumstances. We need to highlight that though. Me, I can pray that this family gets closure. I mean, I can only hope he ends up alive, but again, the odds aren't looking good. The longer they're not able to find, and the thing is, these two suspects they have in custody, we don't know if these are people responsible or they know who's responsible. So we'll have to see how it goes. And like I said, this is not making the headlines. I mean, like unfortunately, a lot of these celebrities, these human rights groups, the church, aren't really going to bat an eye for it. I mean, yeah, they're just going to be saying, okay, on to next news now. This won't make the headlines, unfortunately. All right, but the thing is, I'm doing this to show that there needs to be more spread of emphasis on a lot of Jamaican civilians who come victims of the crime devil. All right, and that's all I have to say. So we can only pray and hope for the best that this family gets closure. I'd much prefer that they find him alive and unharmed. Unfortunately, we hope for the best and let's brace for the worst. And because even though she's probably thinking stuff like this is not likely going to end how I want it to end, but at least let me get closure. And in that case, pray for her and the children, because of what they're going through. So this is for State of Jamaica and the Caribbean. Check out my YouTube pages, Miles Goodson Farron, Miles G Productions with Thoughts and Miles. All right.